The Vikings are 4-1 right now. And even going back and rewatching that game today, I have no idea what the Vikings are. Are the Vikings good?
No clue. They're good for like if you watch they have like the best 6 minutes of like anybody. Like they have a tight 10, like a stand-up comedian. Like they have a tight 10 that they could do every game, but I don't know if they could do a whole special. Like I don't know if they can last an hour and a half, because there's some times where I'm like, man, this offense looks freaking awesome. Like their opening script looks awesome. They come out of the half like against the Lions, and they adjust how their run game's going to go, because like they realize that the Lions are double teaming Jefferson, so they do this, and this, and then like Cousins becomes Cousins, turns into a pumpkin, or just like they looks lethargic. A guy trips over himself. The whole line can't hold up. I have no idea. It's a long-winded way to say I have no idea, because at times their highs are really good, but at times it's like, oh boy, what are you guys doing over there?
Watching their offense move the ball as consistently as it did. I think Cousins started the game 17 for 17 today. I expected to watch it and kind of be wowed, but he was 7th in EPA per dropback over the course of the day. I watched it and I expected to be wowed by some of the things that they were doing. They were really picking on Jalen Jones, the rookie free agent that the Bears had playing corner with Jalen Johnson out. Everywhere he was, they were picking on him. And he was just tons of cushion against Jefferson, just easy completions. So you're watching that, it's like, okay, like there's nothing really special going on here where it's like, all right, against better teams, this is going to work. So I wasn't that impressed with what they did offensively, because that was the majority of the game plan. And then you have that one Kirk Cousins moment, and with that pick, which is very well played by Vildor. He's reading that perfectly. I mean, it's just because he's sitting there, and I think he's in cover 2, and it's Ham going to the flat. And so Cousins wants the deeper shot, and Vildor is just playing right in between them. If he had taken the flat, it was wide open. He absolutely could have had it. And he forces it, and it's not there. So you have that. And it's just, you watch him, it's like, I just don't know how consistently great they're going to be offensively, because the quarterback is just meh. He's always going to be meh. That's like what he is. And the offensive line had some pretty weird moments today. Like Trevis Gibson got the most of Brian O'Neill 2 or 3 times in this game. So they have a little bit of inconsistency up there, and the quarterback play is always going to be somewhere around the middle. And I just don't know what to make of them.
I agree. It's funny, like even in this game, like when the picture, we laugh about it. Like that's why coaches love Kirk Cousins, because on the board, he's amazing. And he's going to tell you, he knows exactly what every read is. He knows exactly what this, and this is 1 to 2 to 3. But like even in this game, and the Bears aren't a team that's very exotic on defense. They're more.
You don't say.
Let's set it and forget it. I was trying to be nice, but you can see a couple snaps. Like there was a 3rd and 4 in the second quarter, and I believe the Vikings were like in a 4-by-1 look or an overloaded look, and the Bears showed 2-man, and then right at the snap they went back into a Tampa 2. So like they're showing man, and then the guy screams, and so basically it goes from a man coverage to his zone coverage, but same backward shell. Cousins literally freezes. He just sits there and just like he doesn't look anywhere. And I'm really curious to watch it from the end zone view, like going back and watching this game, because he just sits there and freezes, and they get a sack. It's a stunt. Hilarious.
Yeah, that was one of those. That was one of those O'Neill plays where it's just like Jones comes around on the TE and he just lets him go, and it's like, man, what is happening here?
And that's the thing. They have these highs that are just so pretty. Like there's some of the red zone designs I wrote about in my article. It was really cool, and I was talking about how tendencies start to show up, and the Vikings especially in the low red zone are really cool when they face man coverage teams on how to pop guys open, either Jefferson on a jet sweep or Thielen against the Lions, and they have Jefferson on a motion and Thielen pops open on the other side because of miscommunication. But then they have other plays where it's just like, what was that? And sometimes it's Cousins induced. Like there's another one, the one where the ball gets knocked down on a 3rd and 10, like the ball just digs into the ground. Cousins freezes on that one because they show single high and they rotate back to cover 2. None of that's crazy, but the fact that the offensive line and the quarterback, which are as amazing as Justin Jefferson is, that's the battery. Like that's how you're going to get your plays and your pretty plays going. It's just like, it's like the fact that they can't handle that. It was just an easy shift from cover 3 to cover 2, and they freak out. Like they're like, what is this? And then they'll go on the next drive and they'll have like a sweet pop pass to Irv Smith. So it's like the highs are amazing with this, but then the consistency is not there, which is kind of not what you want to see for a team that maybe I thought would be more efficient with some explosives sprinkled in. I didn't think this would be such a high and low type of offense.
They're 13th in EPA per play so far on offense through 5 games. Cousins is 18th in dropback PPA. Just like, it's a Rorschach test. It's like, what do you want to see from this? Do you want to see the potential? Do you want to see where they can go? Or do you want to see what has been overall middling offense so far, even though they're 4-1 and in a division where we're not that excited about the way the Packers are playing,
Right.
and the Lions are 1-4, and the Bears probably aren't going to be a very good team. So this Vikings team is cruising toward the playoffs. Whether they're good or not is an entirely different conversation.
Hey, our coach of the year pick looks great. But also,
the problem is Brian Dable is fucking that up pretty intensely.
I know,
right now.
right? Or Nick Sirianni. Like, there's a lot of them. But no, even like, we're just talking about the offense. We're focused on the offense. But even the defense, for a defense that has, you know, some vets out there, there's so many communication issues. Like, you watch this Bears game today. There's so much where the Bears are just putting the guy in motion, and you see the Vikings players looking at each other at the snap of the ball. And it's like, oof, that you don't ever want to see that. Like, once or twice a game it happens. But the fact that I could rewatch this game and 5 times, I believe, on my count, just my hand count, that right at the snap of the ball, there's 2 guys looking at each other like, what are we doing here? Which, oh man, that's not what I was expecting out of this team. I know it's a new staff and everything, but I just thought it would be more of a consistent team on offense and defense that were like, man, I wish their highs would be a little higher, but I thought the floor would be a little higher.